Hey everyone, welcome to this new video. In this video, I will be making a tier list for Genshin Impact, and this is gonna be actually my first tier list. So I know everyone's opinion can be different, so please take this rating or this tier list with a grain of salt. Everyone's opinion can be different, and it's almost impossible for all of us to rate all the characters the same. So let's start. The first one is the characters that we didn't have yet. Wait, what's this? Kazuha. I mean, we have Kazuha. I'm just gonna throw this one here. Okay, so the D tier is those characters that I really don't advise anyone to invest on them, since I know the resources on Genshin is very limited. So I don't want anybody to waste his resources in some characters that he maybe find out that they doing nothing in the future. So even if you don't have any other option but those characters, don't invest too much on them. This is my advice. The C tier characters, they can work, especially in some conditions, but still, if you got a chance to replace them, just do it. B tier is gonna be like the average character. You know, good characters can be used in many situations, but still, there is a lot of options that better than them. A tier is those good characters that can be for sure used or as a main DPS or maybe even as support, because you know every character can play a different role. But they are very good characters. You can easily clear any content in the game depending on them. I mean, you're not gonna clear something like the cryo hypostasis with Ganyu, right? So yeah, I mean, in terms of power, you can finish anything with them. S tier is those like very strong characters that overpower most of the characters in the game. The last tier for those that no one can take their place. Like, they can do something the others can't do. Like, I give you an example, zhongli here is overpowered because there is no character in the game right now can give strong shield, enemies resistance reduction, and good amount of damage. So I look at zhongli at those overpowered characters. No one in the game can give shield as strong as a zhongli and last for that long. I hope everything is clear now. Let's start with a childe. Now childe is a good DPS, but let's be honest, his DPS alone is not really that high. So his strongest team comp is with xiangling for the reverse vape comp. But the real damage dealer in this team is xiangling. Now his ultimate burst still can do a lot of damage. He can be used in many other setups like the firework team with a lot of, you know, electro charge and that things. But still, his damage alone is not that high. I know he's reliable in many team setups, but still. So I just bought him A tier. The same with albedo. Albedo now is purely as a support. He's not main DPS at all. His elemental skill damage rely on his defense. So the elemental skill itself scaled on his defense. The more defense you get, the better damage you get. And this is a good thing because you don't actually need a 5-star weapon, because usually the most obvious difference between the 5-star weapons and the 4-star or even 3-star weapons is the base attack. Now his elemental skill doesn't rely on the attack, so one of his best free-to-play option is the Harbinger of Dawn. That weapon have very low base attack, but since his elemental skill relying on the defense, he more likely will enjoy that crit rate and crit damage from the Harbinger of Dawn substat and passive. But one of the albedo's problem that his elemental skill relying on the defense as we said earlier. But his elemental burst depend on the attack. So if you put too much defense on him and ignore attack, his elemental burst will deal almost no damage. And if you did the opposite, you understand the elemental skill won't do that much damage. But he's very good. So when he uses his elemental skill, any character inside the circle of his elemental skill will deal like additional geo damage with each attack. Can work with many characters like Xiao for example. And he can work as battery for geo characters, especially that the future patch, the 2.3, most likely is gonna be a geo patch. We are expecting the Spiral Abyss to get geo buff, and I will say for sure Spiral Abyss will get geo buff. If we got Albedo's rerun banner beside Arataki Ito, trust me, it's gonna be full geo batch. I'm just gonna put him in A rank for now. Next character is Xiangling. Now, as a pyro support, she's the strongest pyro support in the game. She do insane amount of damage. And she's a 4-star. And you can get her for free. And everybody can get her. But the most important constellation for her comp is C4. If you got C4, it's necessary to build Xiangling. She's very broken. She's very nice. Even if you didn't use her as main DPS, she can be used with other character like Ganyu. I put her S tier. She taking this bless easy. She's deserved to be in S tier. Now let's talk about Ayaka. As a main DPS, like her normal charged attack that infused by cryo is good. I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's good, but her ultimate scaling is crazy. Her ultimate doing almost the highest ultimate damage in the game. So just because of that, I bought her on S rank. Kazuha, my favorite character. Now, I would say his S tier, but with the right setup, and especially if you got him C2, for sure he's with zhongli. I will be honest with you, I like Kazuha a lot, so I keep him with zhongli. Now let's talk about Muna. Her damage alone as a main DPS, I will say it's very bad. I don't advise anyone to use Muna as a main DPS, but she's very good in freeze comps. She can apply consistent hydro on the target thanks to her elemental skill that keeps spamming the hydro, and her ultimate does a lot of damage. So if you're using her as support for the freeze comp, get her some decent amount of energy charge and she's gonna be amazing to give you more DPS and consistent freeze. I just putting her on A rank. Rozaria. Now, as I said, I didn't play Rozaria myself. I will be honest with you, I don't like to trick anybody and give you advice for something I didn't test it by myself. Maybe Rozaria is the only character in the game, in this list. I think Kokomi as well. Maybe there is 2 or 3 characters in this list. I didn't really test them well to give you like the final judgment. But she giving some crit buff. If you go to her C6, she reducing the target cryo resistance. She's decent. I will put her on B rank. Klee. She playing a good role as a main DBS, and if you got her, I think C2, she can even reduce the target defense. That's why in a lot of damage showcases, you see people using Klee with the thrilling tale of Dragon Slayer. I will put her A rank since she's can be a good DBS and provide some good support. Now Hutao, my main DBS. Sadly, since Hutao have a lot of downsides, I can't put her on this tier, and I will just put her here. Just because she have to be below 50%. This is annoying actually. And she have a downtime. I know you can deal with it by swapping to your supports and use some skills on them, but let's be honest, in some conditions maybe your ultimate is not ready in the alts that you usually swap on them, and there is some situation that this has become really annoying. And since Hutao have so many downsides, I really can't place her on this place. Even though she's my favorite character in the game and she's my main DBS, I have her talents all maxed. But as I said, just because of this, I really can't scale her higher than this. Diona, healer, uh, support, she giving decent shields. And if you go to her C6, she giving elemental mastery. Now she's one of the best supports in the game. I like to use her as a second healer in my spiral abyss, and I just putting her on E rank just because she's easy to build and she's free to play. Everyone can get her, and this is give her bonus over some 5-star healers. That's why I'm gonna scale her higher. Now Noelle can be very good DBS if you build her well. She can do a lot of AoE. In GU team she can be very good, and I will put her easy on B rank. But as I said, the next batch, as I said about albedo, we expecting a big geo batch and boost to the geo element. Over all of that, new defense artifacts. And since our attack 8 is coming, and I said and a lot. Our attack 8 is coming with a new claymore. I said already this new claymore will have crit rate or crit damage substat and maybe defensive passive. If you put that on the well, easy, she gonna be A rank, maybe even scale higher. So I will keep her this. I know some people will say, oh, what are you doing? Noelle A rank? Yes, I mean right now she's B rank, but I believe she's gonna be A rank soon. Yoimia, very nice main DBS, doing a lot of single target damage, but the fact that she don't have AoE won't let me scale her higher than this. Razor, I mean, Razor was one of the best DBS in the game, but with eula, when eula came to the game as a best physical DBS in the game, Razor Blaze lowered a bit. I will just put him between B and C tier. I'll just keep him here. Now Qiqi, I don't know. Man. she don't have any specific reason to bring her in the team. You can bring Bennett, Diona, 4-star, easier to build, and they give additional advantage. Diona give shield, maybe elemental mastery, and she giving better energy than Qiqi as a battery. The same with Bennett. So I really can't take Qiqi over those 4 stars. So I just keep her in this place. Now, Ganyu. She's the best ranged DPS and strongest bow user. Even with yoimia, she's still like crowned as best ranged DPS. And I think just this make a place for her in the top tier in the game. Venti, as I said, even with so many characters came to the game, even Kazuha, but versus multiple enemies in some spiral abyss rooms and many places, there is no other characters can finish faster than Venti, especially with some elemental mastery. You're gonna clean the whole room. So I bought him S tier. Now xingqiu, a best applier to any element in the game. I mean, he applying hydro, but he applying the hydro better than any other character that apply any other element. He can deal a good additional damage, provide a little a bit of healing and some damage reduction, and a good DPS. His elemental skill, does a lot of damage. And just because of this, I see that he deserved to be in this place. Now, Jean. She's an emo healer, but she's doing a lot more damage than Qiqi. Also, she can heal everybody on the team by using her ultimate. Remember, even Bennett and Diona can't do this, so if you have multiple characters need healing, you have to swap to them one after one in case of Bennett or Diona. But Jean, just one click to that ultimate and maybe fill your HP. And this is something only Jean and I think Barbara can do. But Barbara need a lot of energy and she doesn't generate energy that good. I will just put her on B rank or even A rank because she's actually an amazing healer. And especially if you have her C4, she can be very nice support to Venti and Kazuha. Okay. Xiao. I just bought him S rank because there is not many anemo supports in the game. I just talk about Jean C4. This is one of the best supports that you can give to Xiao to reduce anemo resistance to the target. But other than this, there's not many ways to do that because usually when we want to reduce the target resistance, we use the Veneer Viridescent set. With that set, only reduce the element that infused with anemo, but doesn't reduce the anemo resistance itself. So I think this is nice place for Xiao, but keep in mind, as a solo DPS, Xiao may be stronger than even Ganyu, Hutao, and even Ayaka as solo DPS. Now, Kujou Sara, she provides some nice attack buff. Her ultimate burst doing a decent amount of damage. Depending on the team where you want to use her, if you use her with Raiden Shogun, she's A rank for sure. But if you don't have Raiden Shogun, Maybe you don't have Eola. I'll just put her in B rank, honestly. It's depend on what you have. But since she can be very useful to some characters in some comps, I mean, I'm not gonna put her in A rank just for specific comps. But she deserves, I don't know. I mean, I will put her in between. Just stay here. Sucrose. I will put her in S rank as a support. But actually with Kazuha and his C2, I know a lot of free-to-play players can't get that. So Sucrose is still amazing. Even for me that doesn't have Kazuha C2, still using Sucrose for my showcases, and she's really amazing. If you get her C6, maybe I will put her in S rank, but for now, I keep her in this place. Kokomi, she's good hydro applier. She can be used in freeze comp easy with like ganyu or ayaka maybe. And she's a healer. Now, the downside, she's a 5-star. And she don't provide any other kind of support. Like, I'll just put her on B rank. Bennett, I don't need to talk about Bennett. I have 100 video in my channel about Bennett. So make sure to check it to know why he's here. Fischle. She used it in some firework team with childe, xingqiu. I'll just put her here, but she can be A rank as well. Eula. Now, the thing that I don't like about Eula, that her constellation giving a lot of value. Like, the difference on the ultimate damage, for example, between C0 and C6, it's like 3 times damage. So if you was doing 500k with C0, if you got C6, you will do 1.5 million. And this is crazy, this is unfair. But still, even as free-to-play player, she's still gonna be an amazing main DPS. And the damage she will do, it's insane. I do plus 500k with her. And I really enjoy playing with Eola. So I just put her on S rank. Keqing. Well, Keqing is good main DPS, but sadly she doesn't fit well in any kind of comps. Like, there is no specific comp that fit perfectly with Keqing now, and most of characters in the game got boost, but Keqing still not have any improvement. I just put her in B rank, honestly. Traveler, I put him in C rank, honestly, because Anim was useless. Geo can provide some decent crit buff, but let's be honest. I mean, bring Noelle is better, bring Ningguang is better, albedo and zhongli is better as well, so there is no reason to bring that Geo character. Even with better performance on the Electro Traveler, but still, he just, nice support in terms of energy regeneration and, that kind of support. But I don't think I can scale him higher than this. Now Baal. Baal, one of those characters that have much value on the constellation. But if you got until C2, you're gonna be good. I mean, with C3 it's gonna be better, but I mean, C2 is fine for you. But the problem, not everyone can get even to that C2. I tried myself, I couldn't get better than C0. She provide nice support, she boost the ultimate damage of all the characters with her in the team, provide some energy regeneration, and provide electro additional damage. I will just put her on S rank. I mean, if you got her C3, maybe I will put her on this tier, but for now I just put her. Amber, I just put her D rank. I mean, some people doing crazy damage with her C2, but still, I mean, I'm not gonna bring character just for explosive bunny. Um, as a main DPS, as a charged attack and all that things, she doesn't really do too much damage, so she's gonna stay here. Diluc. I remember when I was playing the game, he was like strongest character in the game. He was like the big carry. Everyone was crying to have Diluc. But let's be honest, right now, this is the right place for him, in my personal opinion. Ningguang, gonna place her here since she do a good damage. You can check my last Abyss 12 clear with Ningguang and zhongli. Ningguang was actually the main DPS. Barbara, I mean, she can be a decent healer, but she's the worst healer in the game. I'm gonna put her in this place. Kaeya, I know a lot of people use him, doing a good damage with him. Uh, you know that, the physical attack build and a lot of builds like that with him, but I still see that this is the right place for him. Bedo. Bedo. I think she's A rank. She's very nice main DPS. She can be a good support as well. She can be used in those firework teams. Yeah, I think she deserves to be on the A rank. Now Shogun is used on some comps. Maybe the most famous one is the national team. But I still think that he can be replaced with any other character. But I mean, as himself alone doesn't do that crazy amount of damage. I mean, I will just put him on B rank. Alloy, I don't recommend invest on this character. Other than her ultimate, everything else sucks. Lisa, she's good on those, one-shot showcases with her passive that give, I think passive that give defense reduction on the target. But still, as a main DPS for the long time fight, she's not really that good. I'm just gonna put her here. Xinyan, she can give shields, but sadly her shield is like the worst shield in the game. What else? She's physical DPS, but there is a better physical DPS on the game. I don't know, but I don't think she's worth investing unless you don't have anything else. Maybe I put her C. She's around that. Yanfei is a good DPS. Can be very nice main DPS. I just put her this place. And Sayo. I know a lot of you hyped about this character, but I really felt like you overrating her. Personally, if I got to choose between her and Jean for sure way better than Sayo. Maybe for exploration, I like her elemental skill, it's so funny. But if you're talking about the total benefit to the group, she can't be better than Jean. I mean, this is obvious. So I'm just gonna put her on B rank. There is Jean and Diona. In my personal opinion, that can be different from yours. Is better than Sai. So was my ranking to Genshin Impact characters in the batch 2.2. I hope you enjoyed this ranking. Remember, guys, our opinions can be different, and it's almost impossible to have same ranking uh, between what I said and what do you think. So just take it with a grain of salt. And thanks for watching. If you watch until this part, you are really legend. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to share the video with your friends. Subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. And let me see you soon in the next video. Peace.